Hi, I'm Amy Carpenter, and this is Around Town with Amy. Today's show is on a statue that brings hope and healing to those with PTSD. That is coming up next on Around Town with Amy.
Sure Shot Directional Boring is proud to support Around Town with Amy. We are the region's trusted directional boring and hydro excavation service experts. With more than 20 years experience, Sure Shot Directional Boring ensures projects will be handled skillfully, safely, on time, and within budget. Contact us today at 740-689-1221 or online at sureshotboring.com.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Alex Lape. In my 30-year law enforcement career, I have seen many different trends in illicit drug trade and substance use disorders. Fentanyl is the deadliest drug that I have ever encountered. Very minuscule amounts can be fatal. Fentanyl is present in most mainstream illicit drugs. Drug cartels are now pressing fentanyl into forms that appear to be common candies. Ingesting any of these fake candies or pills can have fatal overdose effects. This ongoing drug epidemic requires a balanced approach. We must focus our attentions and resources on treatment and education in conjunction with enforcement efforts that hold those who traffic in dangerous drugs accountable. For your sake and the sake of your family, do not take any medications that are not issued through prescriptions by your pharmacy. Thank you.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
If your child is struggling in school, Dr. Amy's tutoring service is your trusted tutor in the Lancaster area. Dr. Amy has been a teacher for over 25 years and has taught kindergarten, first, second, and third grades. She has multiple degrees to help your child with reading, writing, spelling, math, science, and social studies. Dr. Amy offers one-on-one tutoring using various methods to help students improve grades, confidence, and master fundamental skills. Amy's goal is to help kids learn and grow and to achieve success in their problem areas. Dr. Amy's tutoring service is here to help. To book an appointment, contact Amy today.
Hank's Pet Sitting Service is your trusted pet service in the Lancaster area. Pet owners can rest assured knowing that Hank's Pet Sitting Service will treat your fur babies like one of their own. We specialize in a home away from home atmosphere to keep your pet comfortable. From drop-in visits, dog walking, or potty breaks for your pooch, Hank's Pet Sitting Service is here to help. To book an appointment, contact Hank's Pet Sitting Service today.
In the summer of 2014, Anita Miller received a phone number that would change her life forever. It was the number of Brian Zimmerman. Brian was a veteran and had visited Eyes of Freedom when it came to his hometown of Minnesota. During that visit, Mike and Sean noticed that Brian was struggling, and they talked with him about his battle with PTSD. Brian suffered with Gulf War illness. He lived in constant pain, and he couldn't forget what he had gone through or escape from it. If he did try to forget it, the pain brought him right back to the trauma. Brian had lost many friends to suicide after dealing with these ailments. After their stop in Minnesota, Mike and Sean gave Anita Brian's phone number so she could talk to him about his PTSD. According to the Post-Trauma Stress Disorder Statistics 2022 update, 11 to 23% of veterans have experienced PTSD within a given year, and about 17 veterans die by suicide each day, with veterans being 1.5 times more likely to die by suicide than civilians. This phone call was too difficult for Anita to make. She knew that when soldiers go to war, they don't come home the same. Anita knew it would be an awkward phone call, so she put his number away. Mike and Sean reached out to Anita again to get her to call Brian. 6 months after receiving the number, Anita woke up with the idea that today was the day she would reach out to Brian. Anita could never have imagined what she would hear on the other end of the call.
You know, today's my day. I said, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Today's the day. I have everything planned. And it's going to be over.
Anita told Brian that she wanted to talk to him about his feelings and to see if he would help her create a sculpture to help others with PTSD. When she shared her vision of a veteran reaching for the light, she was surprised with his reaction.
That is so stupid. That is going to help nobody.
Anita asked Brian his idea for the sculpture.
He said, I'm like in a dark box, and I can't see out of it. I'm at the bottom. I can't get out of it. And no one knows I'm in here.
Anita listened to Brian and she asked how that idea would inspire anyone. Brian told her that it is not about inspiration. It is about knowing that you are not alone. That's the first step to healing. That will help people get out of the box and realize they have been seen because others have felt the same way. Brian guaranteed that the image would save people's lives. After hearing this, Anita told Brian she would make a deal with him. She told him that if he really believed this would help save lives and show people they are not alone, she would make the sculpture. But there was one condition. He had to stick around and partner with her while she was making it, so they could make a difference together. After holding her breath for a week, Brian called her back and told her that he didn't want to be the poster child for PTSD and veteran suicide, but if he didn't speak up, who would? So he guessed he would have to do it. Brian followed through with the deal he made with Anita, and the sculpture was unveiled almost 10 years after the unveiling of the Eyes of Freedom. Brian was able to minister to others through the sculpture, but the pain and anguish was too much for him, and he lost his battle in 2021. Even though the Slient Battle wasn't able to save Brian, it has been able to make a difference in the lives of others. Even a 3-year-old boy with Down syndrome got down on his knees and looked up into the soldier's eyes to check on him and make sure he was okay. Sean Flaherty, who travels with the Slient Battle, shares how a Vietnam vet touched the sculpture and said he had waited 50 years for a release, and as soon as he touched it, he felt better.
So I was in Charlotte, North Carolina in probably 2018 for Marine Week. And there was a woman that came in and she was just drawn to this sculpture. Slient Battle is the name of the sculpture. And she said, may I put my hands on this? And you know, when you grow up, you're told don't touch the artwork. Well, this is exactly opposite. You know, the artist wants people to charge us with good energy. So she puts her hands on it and she jerks her hands back and she just says, oh my gosh, this thing is filled with love and positivity and all that. And she realized, and then she shared with me she had just lost her son very recently. And she was looking for answers and she was looking for people to care, and this did this and really kind of changed her life. And we will never know the scope of how this changes ever, because a lot of people still keep that stuff in. You know, sometimes they may run out of the door pretty quick, but there's every single day there is a story that could easily belong in a book. And when I share these stories to many people, it's just, you just can't believe them, but I'm there to witness them.
Another way the sculpture helps veterans is through what visitors leave behind.
The dog tags were just another idea for the artist to show love and support. We have a bin with empty dog tags, and people can write whatever comes to their heart. There's a lot of names of people that have been affected by post-traumatic stress or veterans, you know, unfortunately veteran suicide in their family. There's veterans that just list their service, you know, anything that comes to from their heart. We just want to show that here because this symbolizes support and love.
Visitors have heavy emotions after they experience the sculpture, but as they process their emotions, they feel better. Sean shares that for some people, it is hard to share their story with family, but they are able to open up to a stranger. He explains that it is okay to cry and to tell your story, so you can let the poisons out. If you don't, they can destroy you and can lead to drugs and alcohol. Sean encourages those dealing with PTSD to find other ways to channel their trauma. He adds, sometimes we don't even know we need something, but our spirits do. Anita shares that sometimes there are miraculous things that are happening and intercedents going on, and we are the last ones to find out about them. What originally was a centerpiece has become so much more. It is a powerful, moving tribute that brings healing to hearts that words never could. The sculpture represents the hidden wounds of war, and it starts the discussion that a lot of people don't like to talk about, the mental health crisis in America and all over the world. Stay tuned for an exciting feature that will be added to the Slient Battle in 2025. If you would like to bring the Slient Battle to your community or have a replica added to your local park, go to eyesoffreedom.org. You can read more about my story, The Slient Battle, in the December 11th edition of the Town Crier. Thank you for joining me on Around Town with Amy.